And we are welcome back in our episode of NBA 2K14. In the last episode, we finished off a doubleheader ends with the buzzer beater at the same time. The first one, it was Derek Fisher hit the game-winning shot against the Clippers to start in Lob City. And then the second one, it's Carmelo Anthony hit the game-winning shot in overtime against Atlanta. And now we're all underway. The next first two games were up to Tuesday and Wednesday night. For the Tuesday game, our hand were off the Oracle Arena in Oakland for the only one game at the time. It features another two of the Western Conference. But check out the panic if the copyright sounds right there, and yep, he did again with in-game music turned off. So, what now we're gonna get do now? There he is. So our next game on our hand, we're off to Oracle Arena in Oakland for the good Western Conference powerhouse. Features Russell Westbrook of the Oklahoma City Thunder take on Stephen Curry of the Golden State Warriors. But check out the injury report. As you can see, Kevin Durant is not yet to play as still injured due to the sprained wrist. Is out for day-to-day. But this was the rematch in real life between the Thunder and the Warriors. In real life, when Andre Iguodala hit the game-winning shot in the fadeaway after Russell Westbrook hit the game-winning three. So, I'm going to take control this time. I'm going to take the Golden State Warriors, make it again. So, James Yap is going to be doing again. So, it's going to be good matchup here. It's going to be great game. Russell Westbrook take on Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, and Andre Iguodala. So, for this game, the Warriors are going to use the white, and the Thunder are going to use the three. Going to use the blue shirts, not dark blue. And I'm going to take the Golden State Warriors now, not Thunder, because we're going to last episode a reminder they will beat against the Clippers. So now we're in control of the Golden State Warriors. So that'll do it for now. This is Andre Kenshin. We'll be right back after this. Enjoy the video here at the Oracle Arena in Oakland. Anyways, let's get started. And now we're sending over to Kevin Harlan here in Oakland. Here we go.
Welcome to the NBA here on 2K Sports. Thursday night in the NBA. It's going to be the Oklahoma City Thunder up against the Golden State Warriors. And now our broadcast swings out to Oracle Arena, where Kevin Harlan, Clark Kellogg, and Steve Kerr will have the call.
The Oklahoma City Thunder on the road as they take on their Western Conference rival in today's game. Hi, everyone. I'm Kevin Harlan with Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg. Happy to have you along for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Our starting lineups will look at the matchups here and who we'll see for our starting five for both teams. And, guys, what do you think we'll be seeing from Serge Ibaka in this one?
You know, he's really adept at keeping possessions alive by hitting the boards and cashing in on some of those putbacks. And something else you can't forget about is his shot blocking, Steve. I mean, he's an intimidator down low.
Today's game continues this Golden State Warriors homestand. After dropping the first three games of the season, they need to turn it around.
Right now, looking at the Warriors, the thing with them is they haven't really established an identity for themselves as a team. They never have seemed to come up with a plan and stick to it for very long. They've been all over the place in terms of their identity.
And I put that on the coaching staff more than anyone else, Clark. A coherent strategy has to be in place, or it's impossible to climb up the standings.
Here's Cephalosha, following the basket by Stephen Curry. And it's good. Fought through contact, hits the shot, he'll go to the free throw line.
What a finish with that hoop.
The Thunder shooting their first free throw of the night here.
Well, the Warriors going to the playoffs last season for just the second time in 19 seasons, guys. Pretty incredible and remarkable, too, but it seems, as Mark Jackson said, that things be a-changing in the Bay Area, and for the better.
That ball's high speed that time for Andre Iguodala. Curry's got 5 points so far. A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Hey, Kevin, Scott Brooks gave me a few minutes to share with him. He told me he's a fan of Andre Iguodala, especially the way he's developed his outside shot. He said that was one weakness. He could do everything else, pass, handle, and finish. And boy, what a defender. But now that he's developed that jump shot, there are really no weaknesses in his game. Guys, that makes it awfully tough to deal with a guy who can impact the game in that many ways. back to you.
Thanks, Doris. And for the Warriors, a scrappy, hard-fought win over the Denver Nuggets in 6 games. They also, Steve, gave the Spurs a lot of trouble in the second round.
They sure did. That series might have turned out a lot different if they hadn't collapsed in Game 1. But the Warriors showed tremendous resilience in bouncing back and really making that series so competitive.
Thompson from long range. And another 3 for Golden State.
Boy, such outstanding patience and decision-making for them offensively.
Yeah, absolutely. Their ball movement has been outstanding. They are piling up the assists.
Here's Lamb. And they come right back with their own 3-pointer. Lamb's got 5 points so far. Iguodala outside. And another 3 from Golden State.
That for a response.
And we'll say they can give the 3 as well as they can take the 3. I tell you what, it had to be one of the best shooting performances of last season and perhaps even the last 10 years or so. When Steph Curry dropped 54 on the Knicks and made 11 threes on that night. And everything was dropping.
Tremendous stuff from a guy, Clark, we think more of for his passing.
Yeah, but he's got tremendous leaping ability and a surplus supply, too.
Well, that's a great aggressive move and 2 big points, too.
Bogut covered by Perkins. Nice shot by Bogut. And Clark mentioned the 54-point game for Curry. Sometimes performances like that can elevate a player's confidence to a new level. Steve, wouldn't you say that? I mean, it had to be incredibly empowering.
Especially when you do it in that building,
yes.
At the mecca of basketball. And I think we saw what it did for Curry's confidence down the stretch and into the playoffs, where he really elevated his game to another level.
Iguodala, the pass to Curry. That ball's nice step that time for Andre Iguodala. 8 points for Steph Curry.
Oh, he's explosive, Kevin. And a lot of time, all it takes is a basket or 2 to really get his motor running. And suddenly, it becomes almost impossible to handle.
Very true. And what I noticed with him is his ability to jump on teams right out of the break. I mean, he doesn't need a ton of shots to get going. He's locked in by nature.
Looking at who's out there now for the Thunder. Nick Collison's checked in for Perkins. Gomes comes in for Serge Ibaka. And it's Roberson in for Thabo Sefolosha.
I don't know how they're going to keep this pace up. Both teams on fire here early.
And playing the game on rollerblades, too. Well, you can see it at the start of the season. Oklahoma City was being driven by falling short in the 2012 final. Their focus was on being the best team in the West, and they jumped on that goal right from the start.
And here's Fisher after the 3-pointer from Green. And that one's good from Fisher.
No, he's going to keep banging those home if you give him that much space.
Curry kicks to Thompson. Back to Curry from downtown. Another 3 for Golden State. And for the Thunder, the second-best regular season record in the league last season, Steve, at 60-22.
Well, and they had the best point differential in the league, Kevin, which I think is probably the best barometer in terms of how well you're playing. But clearly, the Westbrook injury in the first round of the playoffs against Houston just completely took the wind out of their sails. And I would look for Oklahoma City to be back this year with everybody healthy. They'll have a chip on their shoulders. They want to get back to the finals this year.
Thompson with the bucket.
It is so hard to contain him. He just seems to get it done however he has to do it.
Outside Jackson. There's the pick. Pass to Fisher. Fires the 3. That's good. Fisher's got 6 points. Stolen by Jackson. The shot no good. And that concludes a hot Scoring first quarter with both teams tied up. And don't go away. We'll be back with the action for the start of the second quarter in just a moment.
On tap next Monday, November 18th. The Denver Nuggets go up against Russell Westbrook and the Oklahoma City Thunder. Live from Oklahoma City, it's the real deal.
And so far, it's been a closely contested game as we get the second quarter up and going. And from what we've seen so far from the Warriors, how would you grade them?
How about the three-point shooting? The scoring has really come in bunches from long range.
Yeah, it seems like every time down the floor they're knocking down the triple.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor. All fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. So the Thunder 5 right now. Derek Fisher out there with Reggie Jackson. Then there's Hasheem Thabeet. Then there's Perry Jones. And it's Roberson in at the 3 slot. And Doris Burke has a report for us from the sideline.
Hi, Kevin. Well, David Lee, an all-star for the second time last season. He averaged almost 18 points, 11 boards, and 4 assists a game. In fact, he became only the 5th player in Warriors history to clear 17, 10, and 3. Lee said of his assist, quote, "Teams are giving me a lot of attention. A lot of times the natural thing is to find the open man." But he added, "I don't care about numbers. I get satisfaction from winning." And Kevin, the Warriors did that, with Lee making the first playoff appearance in his career.
Well, Norris, they really established that culture, and I guess those guys are buying in. And here's the rejection. O'Neal to the basement. Boom, he jams it straight down.
Well, you knew he'd win that race.
Definitely. I mean, that's what you call early offense.
A minute and a half gone here in the second quarter. Fisher, well-placed jumper from the free throw line. Fisher's got 8 points.
That's a clean look they gave him there, fellas, and he drains those. You know, with so many high hopes, the Thunder seem to be everybody's pick to make it to the finals once again. They were so dominant throughout the regular season. Many thought it was a foregone conclusion, but the injury to Russell Westbrook kind of sidetracked all of that.
And that will be Golden State as it goes out of bounds. Warriors retain possession. A different look for Oklahoma City. Perkins comes in for Hasheem Thabeet. And it's Ibaka in for Perry Jones. Iguodala dishes to Barnes. Iguodala. 5 on the clock. Douglas for 3. And good on the basket. Looking. He has 6. And back to the Thunder in the postseason. They did well to get by the Rockets after Westbrook injured his knee. But, Steve, they just didn't have the same dynamic punch when they later faced the Grizzlies. Ended up getting bounced out in the second round.
Well, it was a tough matchup for them because the Grizzlies are so good defensively. And when you take Westbrook out of the lineup, all of a sudden it changes everything. I thought Oklahoma City battled, but they just didn't have enough firepower without... their point guard.
Textbook example there of how to use defense to create offense.
Yeah, beautiful transition play after the steal all the way to the basket.
Wasted no time going from defense to offense.
Yeah, it feels like they're starting to pick up the intensity as the game itself starts to get a little more tight and close.
You know, that's been a big part of their offense in the early stages. I mean, their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range, right at the rim.
And I would continue to do it. You know, force the defense to maybe send a double team. Now you've got other options to work with offensively.
Here's the feed to Lance. And that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook. Westbrook's got 4 assists now tonight.
You know, when he gets rolling, guys, he can be an absolute handful to have to deal with. And right now, he is rolling strong.
That's good. Barnes has got himself going there. His first points of the game on the 3-point.
They're getting the points now almost exclusively from the 3-point line. That's 4 of the last 5. You got to run those guys off the line.
I agree, and the defense is practically giving them those shots, though. And Harrison Barnes, a rookie last season out of North Carolina, guys, he started as small forward for the Warriors from day one. I mean, a pretty impressive accomplishment on a playoff contending team.
Well, offensively, he's taken a solid opening quarter and just built on it here in the second.
Curry kicks to Thompson. Another three for Golden State.
Kevin, probably his greatest value lies in his tremendous three-point shooting. He's out on the perimeter, and it gives them the ability to really stretch the defense out.
And I don't think we can talk about him without also mentioning his tendency to just erupt and string together a bunch of baskets in a row in a real short period of time.
And Clark, you just talked about Harrison Barnes last season. The Warriors' youngest opening night starter, Steve, since 1995.
Yeah, he was solid, not spectacular early, but you knew what you were going to get from him defensively. He was a good spot-up shooter, but as the season wore on, Kev, he seemed to get more and more aggressive offensively, and he expanded his game.
And Doris Burke has something for us. Hey, Doris.
Yes, gentlemen, last season the Golden State Warriors vastly exceeding expectations, and they did it all while playing their rookies extensively. The young guns showed a great maturity and work ethic from the start, leading the Summer League team to an undefeated record. With Festus Ezeli and Draymond Green, both four-year seniors, Harrison Barnes said that as the youngest of the pack, being around those two helped more quickly. And guys, they delivered quickly, helping the Warriors reach the second round of the playoffs.
Thanks, Doris. And this team poised not just to win, but to win big for years to come. Nick Collison's checked in for Oklahoma City. Gomes comes in for Serge Ibaka.
Well, you kind of expect that from him. You pretty much know what the result's going to be when he goes to the line.
And Curry, here we go. And it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot one more at the free throw line. So we'll see Steph Curry go to the line right here. They get Russell Westbrook. The Warriors shooting their first free throw of the game right now.
Well, they were very pleased with their free throw numbers a year ago. They knocked down about 79% from the stripe as a team.
You know, success at the line just became contagious for them. A few guys got on a roll, and it carried over to the rest of the team.
Curry kicks to Thompson. He dishes it to Bogut. He's whistled for the 5-second back to the basket violation. 5 seconds left in the second quarter. There's the block. And a tight game here as we end the first half. Warriors lead by 4. We'll have the start of the third quarter for you shortly. But first, it's the Sprint Halftime Show with Damon Bruce.
And now, brought to you by Sprint. And it's been a great game out in Oakland. Thanks for joining us. The Golden State Warriors are ahead against Oklahoma City. They're scoring effortlessly. The defense has been completely overmatched. Stephen Curry with an amazing start. What he's been able to do from the field has been nothing short of spectacular. Only a select few players in the league can shoot the ball like that. And for the Thunder, it's been all hustle. It's been a tough start for them this season, looking to get back on the winning track. For the first half, Russell Westbrook was fantastic. He's got 16 points, and as usual, he's been handing out a lot of assists. And now, let's look at the game scheduled for later. It'll be the Knicks out in New York against the Rockets. Fans on both sides looking forward to that game. That one gets started at 8 Eastern. And now, we'll send you back to Oracle Arena. See you next time.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far.
How about Steph Curry in this one? He's got 17 points, and those 4 3-pointers he's hit have helped him too.
Well, they'd be in a much different position in this game if he wasn't burying those long balls.
On the wing, Thompson and Iguodala. Harrison Barnes is out there with Bogut, and it's Curry in at the point guard. So that's the group out there for Golden State. Cephalosha kicks to Westbrook. Here's Lamb. And that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook. Westbrook's got 6 assists in the game.
He is bombing it today. How many more threes are we going to see from him?
Well, we've already seen plenty. The majority of his points have come on that shot. Well, a lot of people thought Steph Curry should have been an all-star last season. But he still made his mark, the most threes ever in the season. And not just a gunner, but he also became the first player in NBA history to average over 3 triples and 6 assists a game.
And both free throws good for Curry. And together as a tandem last season, Steph Curry and Klay Thompson crushed the record for most three-pointers in a season, Steve. 483 combined threes.
What an incredible young combination in the backcourt. Thompson played in the rookie-sophomore game, and Curry was actually snubbed from the All-Star game, but he did win Western Conference Player of the Month in April. First Warrior to win a Player of the Month since Chris Mullin back in 1990.
Another baby bottom smooth stroke there. I mean, that's perfect form he's showing at the three-point line.
He kicks it to Westbrook. And he goes out strong with one hand and flushes it down. He can fly, can he? He'll make you forget he's a point guard.
Yeah, when he does decide to attack the basket, Kevin, he can do it with the best of them.
And this is the time to attack with these two teams locked in such a close game.
You know, it's funny, you look at the Golden State Warriors, they've had the 3rd best home court advantage in the league over the last decade or so. Only the Rocky Mountain teams, Denver and Utah, were better. At Oracle, it's not the altitude, it's the crowd. One of the best in all of the NBA.
Just putting on a massive display out there.
Well, just add another fantastic assist to the highlight reel for this guy.
Again, Oklahoma City.
I'm waiting for the fire alarm to go off the way they've come out blazing in the second half. That's 5 straight makes.
And Clark, as you were saying about the Warriors, they really feed off this home crowd. Steve, you said maybe the best in the NBA?
I think so, just in terms of the support they get regardless of their success. You think back over the last 16, 17 years, the Warriors have only been in the playoffs twice, and yet the fans are there every single night going nuts. So now that they're a good team, I think this fan base is really going to come alive.
For the Thunder, Perry Jones is checked in for Cephalosha. And Derek Fisher is subbed in for Russell Westbrook.
You know, one of the keys to the Thunder's success last year was they made a living at the free throw line. The golden rule of basketball, one of them anyway, is don't foul a jump shooter. That didn't stop teams from getting whistled against OKC, and they usually made other teams pay when they got to the line.
The pass to Lamb. Wide open look. And that comes off the assist by Derek Fisher. 24 points for Lamb.
This is some kind of performance we're seeing from him today. He is yet to miss a shot.
Iguodala kicks to Thompson. Another three for Golden State. Taking a look at the rankings, and last year Thunder was 2nd overall in trips to the free throw line. And Steve, for a 3rd straight year, they led the league in free throw percentage. A deadly combination.
Yeah, they actually had the 3rd best team free throw percentage in NBA history. So quite a combination. You've got Durant and Westbrook constantly attacking, putting pressure on the defense, and then knocking down their free throws like they do. And that's difficult to deal with.
A different look for Oklahoma City. Overson comes in for Kendrick Perkins. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Jeremy Lamb. A drive by Iguodala. It's stolen by Ibaka. Here's Fisher. Smooth as silk on the finger roll. Fisher's got 10 points in the game.
Another lead change. How many of these are we going to have?
I don't know, Steve, but the momentum of this game has certainly swung like a pendulum.
Barnes passes to Iguodala. A three-pointer off the mark.
Well, Iguodala moved on from the 76ers to the Nuggets last year. Now signs a free agent contract with the Warriors. It looks to be a really good fit. I mean, all that shooting around him. just with the way he can run and defend, should allow Iguodala to be the playmaker that really is his natural game.
And a new group in here for the Thunder. Douglas kicks to Curry. A three-pointer is right on target. Curry's got 8 points in the quarter.
This is incredible. It's been a three-point barrage since halftime.
Yeah, whether by design or by accident, it has been impressive.
Passes to Cephalosha. And that comes off the assist by Derek Fisher. And the Thunder lead by 3. And Steve, you mentioned how tough Iguodala is in transition. Great ball handler for his size. And Clark, I know you love his athleticism.
Yeah, he's really a point forward offensively, but he can finish big, and he's always putting pressure on the defense when he's in attack mode. Good ball handler and passer. His outside shooting is up and down, but I'd love to have him on my squad.
And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Warriors.
Their defense has been outstanding, Kevin. Closing out on shots, blocking a lot of them as well.
They haven't wasted time getting the ball up the court tonight either, and it's resulted in a lot of fast break points.
Curry dishes to Green. And it's thrown down hard with both hands.
How about that fantastic finish and the aggressive move too, Kevin?
Trying to send him. Message, Clark, with that slam, I think.
Well, that's how you send it. 2 hands and hammer it down.
Back to Collins. Ball's not loose. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. And there's the basket. Whistle blows and a chance for a three-point play. Going to the line for 1. For the Thunder, Serge Ibaka has checked in for Perkins. Gomes comes in for Derek Fisher. And Russell Westbrook is subbed in for Reggie Jackson. Thunder trailing by 7. Westbrook with it. And Curry picks him up defensively. Westbrook drives in. Collison. And it's blocked by Curry. Here's Douglas. Shakes off the strong D and gets to the bucket for 2. Douglas has got 11 points. Here's Westbrook. He's got 18. To halt the run, and he slams it one-handed. That's a mammoth dunk for someone who's far from the biggest guy out there on the floor.
Yeah, perhaps that'll give them the boost they're looking for to get out of the hole here.
Yeah, it should. If that doesn't... I don't know what will.
And a great show through 3 quarters as we enter the 4th. Who will carry the day? Warriors ahead, up 7. And time to step aside quickly, but we'll be back in no time with the start of the 4th quarter.
On tap this Saturday, November 16th, the Denver Nuggets hit the road for a duel with the Houston Rockets. You don't want to miss it.
Hello and thanks for joining us, folks. The 4th quarter of play. We should begin momentarily. Last outing for Golden State, it was a loss to the Detroit Pistons.
Yeah, given how they performed offensively that day, guys, they really had no chance.
Yeah, and the frustration just mounted. You could see it as they continued to come up empty. And by the end, they were really just happy to get out of there and have the game be over.
So for Oklahoma City right now, backcourt is Westbrook and Cephalosha. Ibaka at the 4 with Perkins at the pivot. And it's Gomes in at the small forward. And Curry, here we go. Shot's good.
He's really carrying a lot of the load offensively, and that's almost always good news for them.
Derek Fisher's checked in for Oklahoma City.
And for the Warriors, unusual for a playoff team to be giving minutes to 3 or even 4 rookies, but that was the case last season. Barnes, Azili, Green, they brought in a rookie group with maturity that had done a good job of preparing themselves at the collegiate level, and all of them produced.
Good strength there, just barely off with that attempt.
I don't think you can fault him right there. A lot of contact on that one.
And for the Warriors rookies last season, Steve, they got an early start. They were in the team gym from the earliest days after the draft.
Well, this is a club that has great chemistry. Some of that has to do with Mark Jackson. A lot of it has to do with just the quality of people that they put on that roster. But it's an exciting young team with a good coach and a great crowd. I think the Warriors have a very bright future.
And the Thunder making the switch here. Cephalosha's checked in.
Well, that was like a warm-up shot there, a warm-up jumper. No problem converting that one.
I like that they're taking it inside and taking advantage of each opportunity, Clark, to chip away at the deficit.
Yeah, and doing it with the dunk is a major energizer, too. Gets the momentum going.
Yeah, and I think the interior defense, as good a job offensively as we saw, the defensive presence was almost non-existent. They may see this lead disappear if they continue to give up those easy points.
Jeremy Lamb's checked in for Russell Westbrook.
Well, Iguodala is just a scary athlete, Kevin. Even among NBA players, he stands out in that regard. Incredibly long, active, fast, quick laterally, and that's why he's so good defensively.
No doubt about it, Steve. He's a terrific defender, and with his ball handling ability, he's able to penetrate and finish creatively at the rim, too.
And some changes here for the Warriors. Harrison Barnes, he's checked in for Draymond Green. And Tony Douglas is subbed in for Steph Curry. And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Yes, Kevin, I was able to listen in on what Mark Jackson was going over with his team. He said, we are this close to finishing them off, but the job is not done yet, and I don't want to see any let-up out there. We'll see how well his point got across, guys.
Russell Westbrook in for Derek Fisher. And it's blocked by Bogut. And they'll keep possession. It's tipped. And that'll be Oklahoma City's ball as it goes out of bounds. And here's the upcoming schedule for the Thunder. Next up for them, the Bucks in Milwaukee. That'll be the last game of their very short 3-game road tour.
Some really good games going on. How about that Denver one? That's an interesting game.
Hey, get Westbrook!
Westbrook against Douglas. Douglas with the steal. Inside. And Iguodala with the basket, the assist by Bogut. And that's 21 points for Andre Iguodala. And Lamb kicks to Cephalosha. Drops in the tray.
He still has not missed a shot. Where would they be without him?
Here's Thompson. Westbrook pulls it in. Well, it was the Oklahoma City Thunder winning their last game against the Clippers in Los Angeles.
One way to nullify a home court advantage like they did that night, Kevin. Light it up from the three-point line. Nothing is more demoralizing to a home crowd.
Steve, you're exactly right. I mean, that was the great equalizer there. Definitely took them over the top. Tell you what, he's not an easy guy to stop when he's got his sight on the rim.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher.
And I love how he goes with that one-hand tomahawk slam. Beautiful.
He feeds it to Thompson. From about 19 feet, and the Warriors take on 2 more.
Yeah, guys, it's his consistent shooting that's really helped get his team into the position they're in right now.
Our timeout called by Oklahoma City. They're down by 10. 1:58 left here in the fourth quarter. The Warriors making a switch here. Curry's checked in. Westbrook kicks to Cephalosha. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
Easy call there.
No question about that one. You can hear the impact from where I am.
He hits the first one, and that brings them within single digits. Sempolosha hits both of them. 1:53 left to play here in the fourth. Curry attacking. An amazing finish with a hand right in his face. Curry's got 30.
Now, sometimes when you're in a height disadvantage, that's the way to attack. Go right at your defender.
And finished off. The rim rattler.
Just a remarkable jam. These fans' jaws are on the ground right now.
Yeah, that is Showtime stuff right there. Major highlight reel material.
Iguodala draws the double. Sempolosha. And we're going to have a jump ball. It's tied up there. So it's the Thunder now. Thunder trailing by 8. Westbrook kicks to land. The 3. And again, Oklahoma City with the triple.
Well, he certainly isn't the one to blame for them being in the hole. He's been on the money with his game.
Here's Iguodala. And that one's good. Iguodala's got 23.
Well, I tell you what, I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders. They're not getting the job done.
Yeah, that's 10 of the last 12 points they've allowed on good looks right at the rim. I'd love to see them impose their will a little bit more on the backcourt. Usually that's a great way to take control of the game.
Well, they haven't been able to do that yet, but it's something they're certainly capable of.
The more touches he gets, the more this lead will grow. He has just been unconscious this quarter.
And that one's good.
Despite the play of the team, I think he's had an outstanding game. He's really done well here.
Here's Curry. And there are the Warriors now with another bucket.
A serious game-clinching run. They've taken off here. Impressive.
No backing off. What a surge at the right time.
Good.
He is setting this place on fire, fellas. His shooting has been off the charts.
It falls. And now they trail by just 4.
Not much the defense can do once he gets to the bucket.
And now they decide to foul intentionally. A chance here to possibly put it out of reach.
Now they've got to focus, make sure this is a good, solid possession. They can take control of this game.
He drops the first one, and that puts them up by 5. And a tough break is his second attempt at the line. No good.
Yeah, they've got to score quickly.
Yeah, no time to waste at all.
Sempolosha. Money! And he has brought them to within 2 points.
Oh, what a clutch shot. That could be the difference maker.
Big moment in this game.
Yeah, you got to freeze the clock. That's the enemy in this situation.
A few misses at the line, and they're in good shape.
And so both free throws are good. It's a 4-point ball game.
Outstanding work at the foul line to make this a 2-possession game.
Westbrook passes to Ibaka. Ibaka right side. And Lamb kicks to Sempolosha. It's in! And what a sensational bucket to bring them within 1.
It's been a humongous fourth quarter for him, especially from long range. He's in the groove, and that tray of his has just been dead.
And there's the intentional foul. No choice but to stop the clock here. First free throw is good, and that will put them up by 2. And so he drops them both. It's a 3-point game.
That last free throw was critical. Their only choice now is to go for the 3 to tie.
And here's Westbrook from the he knocks it in a beautiful buzzer beater.
Just in time.
He knocks down the 3 to extend the game. Wow.
Talk about a clutch shot, guys. I mean, he showed no fear or hesitation at all.
And what great competition we're seeing so far. After 4 quarters, a stalemate. And we'll see now how these two teams and these few minutes of basketball pan out. Courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineup for us now in overtime. So the Thunder 5 right now. Backcourt tandem, Westbrook and Jeremy Lamb. Hocking at the floor, report that he's able to dribble. And it's Cephalosha in the small forward position. Stolen by Thompson. A finish. Finishes the print with a slam.
Guys, that's simply superb. Ball pressure, a run out, and then a dunking transition.
Exactly, Clark, what they wanted. The aggressive defense to lead to.
Yeah, points in transition.
Yeah, that's why you want to make the other team feel uncomfortable handling the ball, because you can get easy points out of it at the other end. He's been working some magic out there today, guys. This lead has been largely his making.
Double team on Westbrook. Ibaka dishes the land. Again, Oklahoma City.
And this game is really heated up. I didn't think it could get any more high scoring than it already was.
Well, there's always room for more offense, Steve. You know that.
Fires from the wing. Again, Golden State.
He's such a fresh shooter, Kevin. He just lives for the big shot.
For three. And again, Oklahoma City with the triple.
It seems like they've given up far too many points from the three-point shot today. A lot of open looks out there.
I agree, Steve. The defensive rotations have been abysmal.
Iguodala with it. Now defended by Cephalosha. He gets stolen by Lamb. And he jams it with authority.
Went for the two-hander on that slam. That's where the weight room comes into play, Kevin.
I think some urgency from him there.
Yeah, he's... sensing this is a critical time in this game, guys.
In overtime here, a minute and a half off the clock. Thompson outside. Lets it go with a three. Good, and Curry gets the assist. Thompson's got 5 points now this quarter.
That's how you get the crowd on its feet. Huge bucket.
They've been waiting for that one, guys.
Now the dish to land. Wide open. And again, it's Oklahoma City.
It's exactly what you need to win these tight games. Go to the overtime period and bingo, making shot after shot.
Yeah, that's 4 straight hoops, Bob. He's got it rolling.
He gets stolen by Lamb. Here's Westbrook. The finger roll finish at the bucket. And now a 3-point Thunder lead.
Where the drive to the bucket was nice, but how about the finger roll finish? Beautiful.
Thompson for the triple. The shot is off. Nice D from Jeremy Lamb. Westbrook drives in.
Even with the D lurking, he made it look easy with the soft finger roll.
Here's Barnes. Thompson for the triple. Sinks it. And he has put them to within 2 points. Westbrook with it. We can probably expect to see him slow it down now.
Yeah, you got the lead. Burn some clock here.
Smart move.
Yep. He had his head on the swivel and was able to pick out the pass and get the assist.
This is a huge possession.
We've got to execute under pressure. We're going to see what they're made of.
What are they thinking, leaving him with all that space out there? Do they not know? Have they not heard that this guy is unbelievable? That's a layup for him.
We're just over 2.5 minutes into overtime in this exciting game. And so they choose to intentionally foul. That's the first, and that will put them up by 2. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line. And it's a 3-point game. Timeout called the Warriors. They trail by 3. We've got 22 seconds left to play in the first overtime. What do you think, guys?
Well, down 3, you don't necessarily have to go for the 3. You could go for the quick bucket and then the foul.
I'm not sure. I mean, in this situation, I think they should look for the 3, Steve. I mean, try to tie this thing up. You've got 3-point shooters. Let it fly.
Poked away! Cephalosha passes to Westbrook. to land. Lots of room. Now here's Curry.
Nothing but zeros on the clock as he drains the winner. What a finish.
And he never had a doubt. He was celebrating the moment it left his hand.
So it's a narrow victory for the Warriors, pulling out the W. You know, Clark, they couldn't put him away in regulation, but after a superb performance in overtime, they managed to get the job done.
Yeah, just an amazing game, but they pulled away at the end.
Well, that'll do it. For Dorisburg, Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan saying so long. We'll see you next time. And as we leave, we give you our Jordan Player of the Game, Stephen Curry.
Unbelievable. Another close game and another overtime. In the second overtime and also another game-winning shot as the Warriors scared Thunder 142 to 141. Here's our box scores today. Curry's got 42. Iguodala's got 35. Thompson's got 22. Jeremy Lamb got 49. Westbrook got 31. And Cephalosha got 27. Another crazy ending. Another finish. Another ending, an ending with the buzzer beater, an unbelievable shot. I'm gonna go in the clutch of the night again. Same thing story. Whew! What a game! And never seen this before. The scared game and most intensity. Big shot after big shot. Unbelievable. Oh my goodness. And now let's check out the OKC Thunder and their schedule for the next game, their homestand. So we got a 5-game home trip. So we got 6-game home trip, and then they play 3-game homestand, 3-game road trip after that, and then you back to 1-game home trip, so that will be fine. So unbelievable ending for the Golden State Warriors. Incredible. What a game here. They're down to the wire here in Oakland as the Warriors defeat in a huge end game. 1-point victory, 142 and 141. Oh my god, that was scary game. That was so scary. That was so scary, and that was so best game. Another best finish in 2014 season. Alright, so that will do it for now. This is Andre Kenshin, and now we're off to Madison Square Garden, New York City. We got the 2 interconference matchup. Features the dynamic duo of the Houston Rockets is Dwight Howard and James Harden take on the dynamic duo of the New York Knicks is Carmelo Anthony and J.R. Smith. As this is Andre Kenshin, what an end game for the Oracle Arena in Oakland as the Warriors prevail to Thunder 142 to 141. And the NBA playoffs Day 3 wrap up. Detroit Pistons finally break their curse, win the playoff game over the Knicks in Game 2 as Kane Cunningham getting bounced back, and the Clippers stun Nuggets in Game 2 to even the series at 1. So that'll do it for now. This is Andre Kenshin. What a great game here in the Oracle Arena in Oakland as the Warriors beat the Thunder in the final seconds in overtime. 142 to 141. I'm Andre Kenshin. Say so long for Oracle Arena in Oakland. We'll see you tomorrow here at the Madison Square Garden in New York City for the Houston Rockets take on the New York Knicks. This is Andre Kenshin. Say so long. Have a wonderful day. And it's time to say sign up and peace out. Good night, and reminder, we're off to Madison Square Garden for tomorrow night. Features the Rockets and the Knicks. Sign up and peace out. Good night. And just like the real life, Andre Iguodala hit the fadeaway jumper, wins the game, and then Stephen Curry and Andre Iguodala hit the fadeaway shot in real life, and then in the 2K simulation, Steph Curry hit the game-winning shot. And then once again, it's time to say sign up and peace out. Good night!